Shabbat Shalom, giving all the praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua Bashem, Rakakwadash. Double unto the elder apostles of the great Muslim with well, peace and salutations to the tabernacle of David, the hopeful elect. And it just hit me, as I was watching the elder Manasseh Zadbah's video, Hebrew Israelites, what does idolatry look like? And, we spent time as kids, just seeing this, just being in this environment, man, seeing these the elderly, seeing these old people, who think after doing a lifetime of wickedness that they can just retire and go and chill the rest of their days in the church and think that the Lord is with them and the Lord is gonna bless them and all this extra shit. But meanwhile, they've been practicing idolatry the whole time. Show you how lost and destroyed we've been as a people. It says my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. All right. And this is a big embarrassment. This is straight up buffoonery. We thought, we didn't think nothing of it back then, but coming into the knowledge of the truth and having our eyes open and being awoken out of that dead estate, you can look back and see how foolish this is, man. And we joke about it, we laugh about it, we shake our head at it, but you can see how in the heavens, the Most High is actually angry with our people when He sees this. And what this reminds me of, and this, the point I'm making with the lesson, that spirit that Jake be in when they in the spirit of partying and dancing around and singing. It reminds me back to when Jake was in the wilderness. All right, and the scriptures tell you that when they had Aaron built that golden calf, it says that they rose up to play. And this is 1 Corinthians 10 and verse 7. It says, "Neither be idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink." And that showed, festivity. And you got food, you got drink, you got music playing, and rose up to play. And what does it mean by they rose up to play? Now, when you go back to the actual history, and this is from Exodus 32, verse 6, it says, "And they rose up early on the morrow and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings." That's your food. The church, they'll have, fried chicken or some fried fish, or they have some freaking ham, pork chops, abominable, unlawful meats. Then they have the macaroni and cheese and or the macaroni salad or potato salad and all that extra stuff, right? And the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play. And the Lord said unto Moses, "Go, get thee down, for thy people, which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt." The Most High was super wroth. He was hella pissed. It says down here, verse 19. This is what it meant by them rising up to play. Verse 19. "And it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' anger waxed hot, and cast the tables out of his hands and break them beneath the mount." Let me let's continue this real quick. So you see that he was inflamed, and when he saw Jake partying, this where he got angry. That zeal came upon him. It says, "And he took the calf which they made and burned it in the fire and ground it to powder and strawed it upon the water and made the children of Israel drink of it." So he grinded it up after he broke it up, and he put it in their water and made them drink it. It shows you that, gold is it's a mineral, and you can actually eat gold when it's pure, you know. But this is what he did, man, that was total wickedness. And it was good that Moses did that, because the Lord would have consumed them then, you know. And Aaron could have got the business too. So anyway, I just want to read back to the original story. So this is what Apostle Paul was quoting when he was giving, warning to the church. Now, don't do after what your forefathers did. And Jake is still to this day doing it. So let's read it again. 1 Corinthians 10 and 7, it says, "Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play." And that's idolatry, man. Like the brother showed, Jake jumping up and down, dancing, doing cartwheels and, spinning on their back, break dancing in the church. There ain't nothing but demons, and they're partying and sacrificing to a foreign deity, because you know who they're praying to, not Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai? That name does not cross their mind. They don't even know those names. They're doing it straight to Caesar, man. Cesare. You see? So let's real quick, when you read it in the CSB, it makes it very plain. 1 Corinthians 10, it's a lot. I'm gonna actually jump down to that, but let me jump up. Yep, here it is. 1 Corinthians 10 and 7, it says, "Don't become idolaters as some of them were. As it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and got up to party." And Jake is always so quick to jump up and turn up and party. And this is the worst time to be in that spirit, man. Knowing that what's getting ready to happen, the times that we're coming into, you ain't gonna even be thinking about trying to party. But they got that spirit on them right now. See, the house of the wise are in the house of mourning, but the house of fools is in the house of feasting, the house of mirth. And you even got Israelites that take on this spirit even during the most solemn time that we come into, the time of the Passover. It's a very heavy, solemn time, you know, where you gotta, there's a certain mindset and spirit that you have when you come into this time. And Jake still want to party, still got that worldly spirit on him. So you don't think it angers the Most High when he sees people like that? Let me jump down real quick. This is 1 Corinthians 10 and 20. Yeah, 20. It says, I'll start at 19. It says, "What am I saying then?" This is the Christian Standard Bible version. It says that food sacrificed to idols is anything, or that an idol is anything? No. But I do say that what they sacrifice to demons and not to the Most High. I do not want you to be participants with demons. And that's why we don't come around our people when they in that spirit, when they keeping these pagan so-called holidays, when they in that Christmas spirit or that Easter spirit, you know, all these different pagan traditions that America holds and that everybody keeps. We don't participate. The scriptures say, "Be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers." But what fellowship do righteousness have with unrighteousness? All right. It says, "You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons. You cannot share in the Lord's table in the table of demons." So that's why we do not integrate ourselves, with our people that are still in the dark, man, in the world. All right. Because if they don't clean up their act and wake up out of it, the Most High is going to destroy them, and which majority of them they are going to be destroyed because they're not going to wake up out of it. So what is the Lord going to do with Jake that's in that spirit and still, clinging onto those idols? This is Amos 8 and verse 10, and I'm going to read it in the NLT actually. This Amos 8 verse 10, it says, I will turn your celebrations into times of mourning and your singing into weeping. All right, you ain't going to be playing then. All right, you will wear funeral clothes and shave your heads to show your sorrow. So basically, you're going to be in mourning as if your only son had died. How very bitter that day will be. All right, so the Lord going to turn your celebrations into times of mourning. You ain't going to be turning up and playing and thinking it's all games, man. That's going to be out. It says, the time is surely coming, says the sovereign Lord, when I will send a famine on the land, not a famine of bread or water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. People will stagger from sea to sea and wander from border to border, searching for the word of the Lord, but they shall not find it. Yeah, because you wasted your time too busy partying, dancing around, because church ain't nothing but a big ass entertainment center. A lot of it's also a retirement home for old hoes. You spend all your time in there just getting your ears tickled and dancing and singing, and you didn't even get the word. You didn't even get the message. And the pastor in the church, he ain't tell you shit. He ain't give you warning. He ain't tell you what times that we're in. He ain't telling you how to repent, what it means to repent. You know, he tells you that we under the new covenant, so we ain't got to deal with the old the laws in the old testament. All you got to do is just believe, but you can still eat swine and shellfish and crab and come as thou art. Most High gonna destroy Jake. You know, see that all that partying was not profitable, and it didn't do you no good at all. You just want to feel good, and when you read this word, you're not. I mean, it is a comfort, because the scriptures refer to it as the comforter. But at the same time, what do you mainly read when you read these scriptures? What did Ezekiel? What did it say when Ezekiel opened up the book and digested? He ate of the word and yet digest. Let's go to it real quick. I think it's in Ezekiel 2. What was the overall message when he received of the word? Ezekiel 2 verse 9, it says, and when I looked and behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein, and he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe. And when you digest these scriptures, that wisdom will multiply to bitterness. That's why it says in Ecclesiastes 1, it says, for in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. Let's go from there to Ecclesiastes 7. This is why, man. Ecclesiastes 7 and 2, it is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. You see that? Verse 4, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. Because they only in one spirit. And when you too busy partying and in mirth, you're not thinking about the hard times, man. So what are you going to do to prepare yourself for that time of adversity when your faith is going to be tried and tested? Verse 5, it is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. All right, the Lord said, remove from me. I don't even want to hear the noise of thy vows, man. Salakia, Amos 5 and 23, and it says, though thou, it's like Amos 5 and 23, though it's like take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. The Lord ain't hearing that shit, man. Let me read it in the NLT. It says, away with your noisy hymns of praise. I will not listen to the music of your harps. Yeah, man. So, I just want to, go into that, man. When I saw, the jumping up and, dancing and singing that Jake do in these churches and these whorehouses, and even, Jake, even in the truth, all this partying that Jake wanted to do, it's just a reminder of that spirit that Jake was in, man, when they rose up to play when we was in the wilderness. That lets you know that's our people right there, man. All that singing and dancing and shit. Not to say that there's anything wrong with that, because yeah, David, and he mentioned it in his lesson. Yeah, David did dance with joy, but that was when he got the Ark of the Covenant back into the city, and he was king. And we're gonna sing and dance. We're gonna do all that when we in the kingdom. Plenty. We gonna party it up plenty, man. But right now, this is not our rest, man. We're getting ready to go into a time that has never been, since the history of the planet. So anyway, I just want to respond. Lord willing, was edifying. Shalom. Yahbashim Yahshua. Bashim Kakwadash Brakatam. Shabbat Shalom.